Hello planners, my name's Sarah and this is Read, Write, Plan, where we're going to talk about all things reading, writing, and planning. Today what I have for you guys is my reading journal setup for 2025. And I've just pulled together a lot of stuff here. I've got some pens, I've got some colorful pens, I've got some stickers that I've printed out and some stickers that I bought. I've got some washi tape with books on it. All of this washi tape is from a company called Creating & Co. Now I looked and none of this washi tape is available. It's from probably 2021, I would guess. But I'll link her shop because she's got some pretty cool things on there. And then some pages that I've printed out. We'll talk about these more when I get to them. But I will link below to the Canva doc where I made these. I will say I don't know how that works. Also, I do have Canva Pro, so some of these might be Pro elements, but I'll link it below in case you want it. And then my Archer and Olive B6 notebook. So I'm going to push some of these things aside, get set up, and let's get started. Okay, so I've been doing a reading journal for probably 4 or 5 years now. But they've been very different than this. So I brought an example of one of my old reading journals. This is just a notebook from Target. And what I did was I just had an index and then I went straight into the books. And I just wrote the title, gave an overview, and sometimes my thoughts. And that was basically it. I love these because I can look back at books that I've read and see what I thought of them, or if I forget the ending of a book, I can always go back and double check that ending. Sometimes I would put a star rating, but not always. So that is kind of where I was, and so this is kind of where I'm moving to. So let's get started. Now, I do have a number of stickers here that I printed out. So I printed this out for the front page. And the reason that I printed these out, and I'm not just doing this bullet journal style, is because we started a book club this year with my daughter and my sister-in-law and some of my daughter's friends. And so I wanted to give them the reading journal experience. So I got them all journals and I got them stickers, and I printed stickers for them to use. And I'll show those to you as we go. And then at the end, hopefully you can pack up some goodies with me for that reading group. Okay, so this sticker is just gonna go, I'm gonna skip this for now and I'm just gonna put this right here on this front page, I think. Yeah, I think we'll put that here. Okay, so I've got the back off the sticker and I'm just gonna lay that down right here. I'm not gonna be super fussy about it. Okay. So there is my front page of my reading journal. The next page is going to be starting my index. And I also printed out words for the girls to do in their journal. So I'm just going to use those same words. Okay, and I think I'm just going to stick that right there. And then probably want to put some washi or some stickers. Let's do a little bit of washi. And I kind of like just the torn edge look on the washi, so I'm not gonna be real specific there. And then maybe some stickers at the bottom. Let's see. I like this one. This is from a pack that came from Amazon. I can link that pack below as well. And I'm just gonna put this in the corner here. It's going to cut into some of my writing space, but that's okay. All right, and then how I think I want to do this In the first column, I'm just going to do number, like 1 through 25 or whatever. And then I'm going to leave space for the book title and then page number. Okay, and this page sort of has, I guess, a little bit of a black and white feel. I think I'm going to do the numbers and the title in purple. Just put number. And page. Okay. And maybe a little bit of washi at the bottom. Okay. So that's going to be my index. I'm going to wait till that's dry a little bit better to erase. Okay. Now I'm leaving the second page blank in case I need more room for an index. I think that I can fit 25 on each page nicely. 50 is kind of what I'm shooting for book-wise this year. In the past, I've done more like 100, but I kind of want to dedicate my time to some of my other goals this year. So I think I'm going to shoot for 50, which would be perfect for this page, but you never know. So I'm just going to leave this page blank. And then if at the end of the year I don't use it, maybe I'll do a quote, or maybe I'll just glue them together or something. Okay, the next page is going to be my TBR. And I printed out this little title that says books to read. Okay. And let's see. No, I think that I will just put this. No, I think I'm going to put it in the middle. We'll see how it goes. What's the worst thing that happens? I hate it. And I redo it later. Okay. And I think I want to use these bookshelf stickers. Again, these are just ones that I printed off on Canva. They are in the Canva document that I will share with you guys. Now, I do have a Cricut, but I just printed these out on sticker paper and then cut them out with scissors. Okay, so I think I want to put this one over here. Well, that's pretty cute, huh? And we'll put this one right here. Okay. And then that's my TBR. I'm not going to write anything on this yet. I feel like I need to go to my Goodreads, get some lists, and then I'll put those in here. Okay, next I have a series tracker. Here's my little series tracker title. Okay, I think we'll put this right in the middle here. I have this cute sticker from Amazon, and there's a Court of Thorn and Roses on here. So I don't know if these are all series. I think the Cruel Prince is a series, but I'm just going to use this as the sticker for this page. Okay, and I think that I will put this one, let's put it down here. And And I kind of want to cut this page in half too. Maybe I'll use that same purple. Let's do that. Let's use that same purple. Okay, and the first series that I know I want to read this year is the Empyrean series. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And those are the Fourth Wing books. Okay, so Fourth Wing. Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. And it said that there was a couple more coming out, so I'm going to leave some room. There's really no other series right now that I'm thinking about, but I'm going to leave this space free because I'm sure that as the year goes on, I will find some other series that I want to read. Okay, now we're getting into the kind of book club pages. So the first thing I printed out for this book club was a book of the month. So each month I will print out the covers that we can put onto here. So I'm just going to stick these down just as they are. I might color them in later, but for now I'm just going to leave them. Okay, so there we go. And yes, our book club name is Bitches and Books. All right, so moving on to the next page, kind of my second book club page. I thought that we could find a way to see what our favorite book of the year was. So I have 12 boxes on the left where we can put our 12 book club reads. And then we can narrow it down to our favorite book. Okay, so that page is a little short, but that is okay. I am okay with that. Okay, and then I'm going to leave this page blank. Originally, I thought about doing some sort of book challenge, but I chose not to, and because I kind of really just want to have the option to read whatever I want to read this year. But I'm going to leave this page blank just in case later I decide to come back and put some sort of book challenge in. So that's going to lead us straight into book number 1. And I have decided to include the couple of late December reads in here. And the reason is because we did start our book club this month in December. So this was our very first book club read. We read How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. And I've printed out these pages for everyone where they can write down their thoughts, find a good quote, rate it, spice level. I am probably going to put this on this page, put the book club's thoughts here, and then do my summary and my thoughts over here. Okay, this one was a little bit of a tight fit because it's on that weird page that's sort of attached, but it's fine, it works. Okay, so let's talk about this book. If you've read this book, I would love to know your comments or your thoughts below. I typically love every single book I read, but this one was not my favorite. I probably will give this one maybe 2 stars. Let's see. Let's fill this in. Okay, yeah, I went with 2 stars. I just felt like it was a horror book, but it wasn't told in kind of a horror way. And so it just came off a little flat for me. And honestly, nobody else in the book club really liked it either. But that's okay, because there's a book for everybody, right? Okay, so I'm just going to finish filling this out, and then we'll talk about the next book. Okay, so there's my summary and my review. I'm going to leave this space blank. I meet with my book club next week, so I'll kind of put everybody's thoughts there. Okay, and I have one more book to go through, and it is one of my favorite books of all time. This is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. And this book somehow just has a hold on me. And this is the second time I've read this book. I don't typically read books more than once, but I loved this book so much the first time I read it, which was a couple of years ago, that I needed to read it again to kind of remember why. Okay, so let's put this right there. This isn't a book that I typically would see myself loving the way I did. And yet, for whatever reason, even though it's written in a very over-the-top manner and it's about young kids, I fell in love with this book the first time I read it, and I fell in love with it again this time. So I'm going to sort of set up this page. I did print out a couple of quotes, and I sort of set up my own quote. I already have the summary written in one of my previous books, so I'm just going to write a tiny little summary here and then just kind of make it pretty. Okay, so I just printed these off of the internet. I found them. The first quote says, "You have to see the miracles for there to be miracles." This one says, "I gave up practically the whole world for you. The sun, stars, ocean, trees, everything. I gave it all up for you." And you kind of have to read the book to understand that quote, but I just love it so much. And then there's one more quote that I'm going to write here. And it's a quote that really resonated with me because it's about just kind of going for it. And that's what I'm kind of doing this year. I'm just kind of going for it. So I'm going to work on that and I'll be right back. Okay, so the quote, "I tell you not to be timid. I tell you, make the choices, make the mistakes, big, terrible, reckless mistakes. Really screw it all up. I tell you, it is the only way." Okay, I'm going to finish over here real quick, and then we'll be back to look at what I've got for my book club. Okay, so that is my page for I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. If you love this book as much as I do, please let me know in the comments. Okay, I'm going to put all this stuff away, and then I'm going to get out my book club stuff, and we can chat about that while I stuff those presents. Okay, so let's talk about all the things that I have here. So, besides me, there are 4 other girls in this book club. So I got them each a journal and a pen. I got these cute bags for them to keep everything in. I've got some cards, some book cover stickers of a series that they want to read, some random stickers from Amazon, and then all of these things that I printed out. And again, I made these on Canva. I will link them below. I don't know how that works, but if you'd like to give it a shot, go for it. So there's a reading journal cover, and then some titles, some random stickers, although they're not cut out. I do have a Cricut, but I just didn't do it. Then we've got our book of the month, our favorite book of the year, our December read, and then in January, we're going to read Flawless. So let's pack these up and see what they look like. So I need some book recommendations. What are some good books? Books for book clubs where you've got, so we've got a large range of people in this book club. I'm the oldest at, let's just say I'm a grandma. And then the youngest ones are in their early 20s, 24-ish. So I need some good book recommendations, and we all have widely different tastes. So I need some book recommendations that are going to be good for a wide variety of tastes and a wide variety of likes and dislikes. So if you've got some good book recommendations, I would love to hear them. So that's what that looks like, all packaged up. I think it's going to be super cute for them. If you've enjoyed this, if you want to hear more about my book club or the books that I've read, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.